Hey, Michael, what's going on over there?
Hey, Will, 1 or 2 bottles for the podcast today.
Can you make that 3?
Why do we need 3?
Because we are featuring a new winery.
Wow, that's outstanding. Hi, everyone. Welcome to We Know Texas Vino. This is Michael.
And this is Will.
Folks, today's podcast is sponsored by Texas Wine Club and
Texas Wine Lover out. So grab a glass and join us for a new and intriguing episode.
Will, you looking good today, buddy?
Well, thank you, sir. You're looking pretty good yourself.
Thank
there.
you, man. Well, it's a beautiful day out, isn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing outside.
It's awesome. Well, hey, everybody. Welcome back to We Know Texas Vino. We're super happy to have you here. We're at a phenomenal, incredible, I use that word all the time, incredible winery, but we really are at a fun place today, aren't we, Will?
It's actually been really fun already, just sitting here.
We're having fun, yeah. Well, we call that banter, right? That's the banter we're famous for. So anyway, this is Michael.
This is Will.
And we're here with our 15th episode, and we're here with a special guest today. Actually, we've invited a really cool lady that we love. You'll recognize her voice maybe if you've listened to our podcast, because she's a super fun gal. She's nodding her head like she's being modest, but she knows she's super cool.
Modest.
But we want to introduce a young lady we've invited as part of our team because there's times where maybe I'm unable to attend because I have a presidential speech somewhere in D.C. or perhaps Will can't attend because he's at the hog farm. It doesn't really matter.
The hog farm.
It doesn't really matter. But we have a young lady here. So Jen, welcome to our podcast again, girl.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
And Jen, you're from Bingham Winery, and you're one of the top guns over there. And I know you work. Yeah, you work.
One of the minions. But
the Bingham family loves you.
Don't make her head any bigger than it is already.
Well, I want her to be a go-getter because I want her to do a great job with this podcast. So welcome, and you're going to be here today to kind of just be part of our conversation, chime in when you want, and have a good time. But welcome.
Yeah,
and you're going to be the girl, so we got a female part of this.
We got to have a female counterpart.
I'm a girl.
You're a girly. Well, Erica, my wife, was helping out for a while, and then she still will be here and there, and then that thing. But Jen, welcome. We're glad to have you here.
Thank you so much.
It's going to be a lot of fun today.
Refresh everybody a little bit about yourself so everybody knows.
I am a born and raised Texan. Work for the Bingham Family Vineyards in Grapevine, and we are hoping to open up Roanoke someday.
Someday soon.
Yeah, we won't talk about that right now. I've been working with them for 3.5 years and been in the service industry for over 22 years.
Wow. Okay. So she's got experience in that area.
Yeah, just a little bit of experience.
Slight experience.
Slight experience.
Well, we're glad to have you here. It's going to be awesome. And again, you are so welcome with your fun, spontaneous attitude just to chime in whenever you got. And you have a glass of wine there. We're going to talk about that here in a minute with our awesome guests today. But we're thrilled. We're here in Valley View, Texas.
Yes.
Holy Toledo. It's just south of Gainesville, if I know my geography, and just north of Denton County, or maybe even in Denton County. And and we're just a bit east of California, just a bit east of California. So we're right in that area, Valley View, Texas.
I wanted you to quit cussing like that. This is a PG episode.
Yeah, it's our 15th. So we've had a good time with our first 14, right? So let's talk some stats real quick. So we just learned today something cool, Will. What was it?
Okay, so I'll bring all this up since
since you're the one.
When I saw this, so today we reached out to Belize.
I'm
sorry, hang on.
That's right, Belize.
Is it Belize,
Texas?
No, it's
Belize, Texas.
So actually, I saw today is Bosnia.
Wow.
We have a listener down in Bosnia. We have a listener in Belize.
Wow.
We have listeners in Canada. We have listeners
pronounced Canada.
Canadians.
And then we got Netherlands.
Ooh.
And we have a listener that actually hit 1% now of our listeners is from Germany.
Holy
Germany,
cow.
1%, yeah.
I do love me some German wine.
Well, the Germans do drink a lot of wine, and they drink some other things too.
But the fact that we're listening to Texas wine makes it even better.
Oh,
but there's a lot of history with Texas wines and vines and things happening in Europe, so I'm not surprised they're interested for sure.
And then, let's add on top of that, we are top 107 food and arts podcast listened to on Apple iPod.
Does that get you excited though? Because what's a goal right now? What is a goal in the next 2 weeks?
Number 1.
No. Well, that'd be great. But I think to get under that sub 100. I mean, if we're number 99, right? Wayne Gretzky, I'm all over that. It's gonna be great.
I'll be excited over that if that happens. So, our listeners out there, if you're listening to on iTunes, go out there and give us a 5-star rating.
You bet. Thank you, listeners. By the way, that's you. That's you doing that. We owe everything to you. We owe nothing. You owe nothing to us. We owe everything to you.
Yep.
Yeah.
We couldn't do this without y'all.
Okay, so we're here at a great winery in Old Town Valley View. I hope that's pronounced that right. And we're at Firelight
it's not Valley
Vineyards.
View, it's Valley View.
What do you mean? Valley View. Firelight Vineyards. And I'm here with the owner, Will. Jenn. All right, welcome Meredith. Good to see you. How are you?
Hi guys, what's up? I'm great.
We're so excited to have you. We saw you up at the Gainesville Festival, and then of course we gave you a bad time because we've been trying to reach out to you for like 3.5 years.
I'm sorry about that.
No, that's okay. And then your husband, I know he is en route from Fort Worth now, and you guys have a great deal here. Well, real quick, what are we drinking today? I mean, let's get started with what we're drinking.
So you guys have something special that is not even on the menu yet. We just technically it's not released, but it is in this moment. This is a wine called Trailblazer. This is going to be a blend of Cabernet Sauvignon and Syrah, about 50-50, aged with French oak, and just full of awesome. Super smooth, nice and bold.
You know, she said two of my love languages, Cabernet Sauvignon and Syrah.
Well, you just recently liked Syrah, right? I think I introduced you to Syrah.
Do you want to start with that conversation?
He's like, what is this Syrah thing going on?
Have some kind of love music in the background.
We're going to talk about that future podcast. Well, Meredith, you've done a great job here. So we're sitting outside on a beautiful patio, right? And we're so excited to be out here. It's a beautiful fresh air day. I'm looking up and we see a few clouds, but mostly sunshine. And then you have live music inside your winery right now. So tell us a little bit about your facility here, and then we're going to get after the show. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, so we opened the business here in 2015. Okay. Started off with about 800 square feet.
800?
Yeah, really small. We were in that space until about 2018, and we leased the building during that time and bought the building in 2018 and started this expansion that we are sitting on now, and so just over 4,000 square feet. So we're very
that's like evolution. It's
very
so powerful.
Exciting. Yeah.
Wow. Well, we're excited. We're going to have a great time, Meredith. And you're over there smiling. She's such a sweet little girl. I just found out she's 23 years old.
Oh, you are so sweet.
23.
I am 23. What do you mean?
She realized we're not much as creepers like she thought she was.
Right. That's why she was avoiding us. Well, real quick, let's get to business. Will and Jenn. So, Will, where can people reach out to us? We Know Texas Vino.
Well, they can find us on Facebook at We Know Texas Vino. And then, of course, you can find us on any broadcasting like Apple iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, you name it, it's out there. Jenn, what do you think?
Yeah, I listen to Spotify.
Okay.
Yeah. I like Spotify too.
It's pretty solid.
No, it's solid. It's a good program there, and so we're everywhere, including Belize. So get on there and have a good time with that. And then talk to me about the website and all that kind of stuff going on.
So we are working on our website. I know previously I've been saying TexasVino.com.
Did you hear doing the .wine?
Well, actually, TexasVino.com actually belongs to another winery, and I thought I had actually purchased that.
Oh.
Okay.
So I ended up getting WeKnowTexasVino.wine.
Hey!
That is a Jenn, a Bingham family tradition there. So.
And then, of course, we got WeKnowTexasVino.com, and so those will be coming live pretty soon. And if I can hear the jet going by, that means we're outside.
Yeah, we're outside at a winery. That's cool.
So, but those websites will be coming really, really soon.
Awesome. Okay, well, guys, we're so excited to be here. Episode 15. We're having a great time. We're already having a great time. We appreciate the hospitality here, this great winery. It was fun driving here today. It was sunny out and just this cute little community. It's a lot of fun. So we're here in Valley View, Texas. We're episode 15, Will. I know we're projecting and trying to do 50 plus this year. So we're heading that direction.
We're heading that way.
Yeah, Firelight Vineyard. So here we go, Meredith. You're on. Welcome. It's official now.
Thank you.
We're into the podcast.
All right.
Meat and potatoes now.
I'm ready.
How does that sound? Okay, well, so you're in a great place here, 4,000 square feet. How did you and your husband find this place originally?
So I was actually in the program at Grayson College, the viticulture and enology program there, and took wine marketing. And so part of that process was figuring out where to open. But we actually moved to Valley View in 2005 before we were really making wine. And I guess we were kind of hobby makers at the time, really. But we just wanted to raise our family in the country.
Yeah.
And
well, tell us about your family. You have a couple girls, I think?
do,
okay.
Yeah. I have two daughters, Macy and Katie.
How old are they?
Macy is 19 and Katie is 17, and they are both inside working very hard at this very moment.
Was that the young lady who welcomed me into the winery? She's about this tall?
Actually, no, that's Camry.
Okay, all right.
But she's a sweetheart. They all go to Valley View together. Well, Macy's graduated now, but but yes. Lots of local Valley View kiddos that work here. It's a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And are you so it's a family-run business, it sounds like. I know just a minute ago you talked about your mom and dad dropping by. They probably are super proud of you guys.
Yeah.
Your husband. Now, where are you from originally? Your husband and you, or your folks, where are they from?
So I was born and raised in Fort Worth.
Fort Worth,
yes,
Texas.
So a Texas girl all the way. So I love Texas grapes and Texas wine. But my husband brings an interesting aspect to the mix. He was born in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
Coeur d'Alene? I know Coeur Coeur d'Alene.
Yeah.
Sure.
So we have family all over Washington and Spokane area, around Idaho. So we go and buy fruit from there too sometimes.
That's
so,
right.
Yeah.
Well, just a little caveat here. A little aside. My wife went to Gonzaga University.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she's was a Bulldog. So yep. So we know the area well, and then we just traveled up to Coeur d'Alene recently. It's a real beautiful area. So family up there, beautiful. Yeah, we stay at Lake Ponderay, which is pretty cool. But yeah, you know what?
That's where George's grandmother's house was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
what a great lake.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place.
I know. We know Texas Vino, but I have one story. You ready, Jen?
I'm ready.
Do you know the U.S. Navy does submarine training in that lake? It's so deep.
Did not know
that. The U.S. Navy does submarine training in that lake. Yeah,
wow.
It's the deepest lake in like the entire Northwest or something like that.
That's amazing.
So, yeah, it's pretty cool. But
not know that.
This is a podcast about wine, not submarines. So, so you guys came down here. You were at Grayson College, and was your husband as energetic and as enthusiastic about doing this as well?
Actually, it started as his idea. My Macy was a toddler at the time, so it's been many, many years, and he had the idea of making wine, and I thought, we live in Texas, not France. What the heck,
right.
But he got a little winemaking kit and, 2 toddlers, tiny budget, 30 bottles of wine. We were golden. It was amazing. And so...
became rich instantly.
Yeah. Great Christmas gifts. We were the life of the party.
Oh, there you go.
I think
What
I
was
drank
your first
30 bottles one night.
Oh, gosh.
at-home kit?
I think it was like a Cabernet Sauvignon, so they're very popular. And so fell in love with that, bought more kits, and then started finding little hobby vineyards around us. And so we would go into the little vineyard and get our 100 pounds of grapes in our Walmart tote and carry it home and crush it. Yeah, that's how we started.
That is the coolest, where you start story, isn't it, you guys?
Yeah.
Too fun. Too much fun.
Yeah.
Will's speechless. Because Meredith, Will is in that process of going to the Grayson and the whole thing.
I'm working on right now, planting Medvedro, Tannat, Grenache, Tempranillo, and Syrah in my backyard right now.
Oh my gosh, you're all in. You're planting.
Yes.
That's
planting,
amazing.
Harvesting.
Wow.
That's the only way to learn. It's just to do everything.
It really is.
Yeah.
So
cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. I knew you'd be impressed with that. That's a really grassroots story.
Our listeners can't see my mouth hitting the floor. So
it literally hit the floor. I don't know if I've ever seen you like that before. I've seen you flabbergasted and overwhelmed, but I've never seen you speechless like that. Yeah.
Now
Awesome.
you can see your future.
Yeah.
What could actually
This
happen.
could be you, Will.
you mean I can be short and long haired?
Oh my gosh.
And 23.
You can do whatever you want. And and 23 forever.
Awesome. Well, your family sounds amazing, and I'm sure they're super supportive. Otherwise, I mean, isn't there always that support when you do something outside your comfort zone and you have that great cast of people cheering you on? So tell me about your mom and dad, and they're going to be here in a minute. We might interview them. Tell me about their support and what they've done for you guys.
Oh, they are amazing. They help in just about every aspect of the business, including when we started off helping with the girls and, just getting in the vineyard. My dad loves it. He is so excited. So they ended up moving up to Valley View a few years after we did and bought 10 acres right next to us. So we have 10 acres on the north side of Lake Ray Roberts, and then they bought the 10 next to me, and then my sister bought the 10 next to them.
Dang.
So they're all in. My dad's wanting to plant some vines on his property too someday, so we'll see.
That was one of the questions. That was one of the questions I had for sure.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. So I just think it's cool that the family's all involved, and that's one thing we've kind of learned. I mean, we're kind of doing this podcast, and we're being. I think we're like overachieving a little bit in terms of who we're reaching out to. But boy, haven't we learned a lot about the people who are in this industry?
I have to say that the one thing I've learned about everybody that we've talked to is key thing is family.
Yeah, we've seen that a lot.
Because you couldn't do this without your family being right there next to you.
Right.
And that's probably one of the biggest things that I really love about this industry, because I've watched all kinds of documentaries on different restaurants and different industries and stuff. And man, when family gets involved with it, it's like, let's see who can we hang first,
Right.
But in the wine industry, it's not like that. It's like who can go out there and put to work first.
It's like the reciprocal.
Absolutely.
It's like but families want to work, right? They want to be involved in something cool like this. So so you have your daughters working, which is by the way, child labor, and so
that's a very common thing.
Yeah, that's a very common thing in the wine industry. I won't tell Meredith. Don't worry. I will not tell 5,000 people in the next week.
No, you're fine.
But that is really, really cool that you have that family here. So tell me about what's happening here. So we're on this patio. I'm seeing about 50 seats out here or whatever, maybe more. You told me earlier you do concerts out here. So tell me about your events you have, your concerts. Do you have comedy? Tell me about, and there's something happening right now. I hear it. So
Yeah.
So go to elaborate on that.
Yeah. So right now we have our Thirsty Thursday event going on with Dave Alexander. We do that the first and third Thursday of each month.
Perfect.
So come see us. Normally we close at 5 on Thursdays, but for Thirsty Thursday, the party's just getting started at 5. So we stay open till 8, and we are just so blessed to have Dave Alexander perform. He's absolutely incredible. So we get a good crowd. They have wonderful live music, food, and wine. And so that's one thing that we do on an ongoing basis. But we also have larger events throughout the year. Coming up, we have May 13th, we have the Forever Mac, which is the tribute to Fleetwood Mac. One of the best. Yes, you guys have to come.
You have to save us a seat.
They are so good, and they get in full. I mean, it's as if Stevie Nicks is right out here on my patio.
I almost did a back handspring. I almost did
Does
a
she know
back.
all the witchcraft and stuff too?
No,
But is she?
we bypassed that.
Is she the gal who does that around Texas? She's that Stevie Nicks voice.
It sounds
She's phenomenal. I've heard her
it's
sing.
amazing, and she's in
outstanding.
full costume.
Oh,
I
my
mean,
goodness.
it is a full experience.
All right.
We sell out every year.
Yeah.
We get about 70 people out here for that because people do still have dinner. Sometimes we do special food for those events because they are so large. It's a little bit bigger than our kitchen can handle the whole menu for, but it's a good time.
Well, that sounds amazing. So that's awesome. So we have a couple different rooms in here. So I've been in all of them since I've been here this afternoon. I was roaming and I'm an adventurer. So yes, we went into your
You put a leash on them
room with
sometimes.
the bar. Okay,
Yes.
so what is that room called? I saw some people working. You were working, in fact, when I walked in there. You were working in that room. What's that room? Is that your tasting room?
That's our tasting room.
Okay.
So that's the original room. That was the only room when I
Can you
first
believe that?
opened.
That's what I saw you, Jen,
I
right?
know that square footage. Do not worry.
Yeah.
Well, Jen is an authority. Literally, as they expand down there at Bingham, she's probably just laughing just because she's going through what Meredith went through recently. She went through first, and now maybe Jen's going through it. But so then the room that the music's in right now, what is that? Is that just like a adventurous room where you do kind of little small concerts and wine tastings with folks?
Yeah, so we call that either the event room or the
Okay.
dining room. We do book it for private events. So it's something that's part of the growing process here. We have a second story, as you can see, that's still a little bit under construction.
What is that going to be?
So that is a really exciting project. That's going to be more of a speakeasy lounge.
Oh,
Yeah,
So
we're
do we need a
really
secret
excited.
password to get into the room?
The
Probably.
bee's knees,
This is
guys.
No, your secret password should be "We know Texas Vino."
That, I like that.
And you know what? They had to listen to that week's episode to get in.
Oh my gosh, we could collaborate.
And we can put a password in that.
How about we
week's episode?
subliminally put the password in the episode? They have to be like
Password.
subconscious and even already accept it. Yeah,
Password.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, we can definitely do something like that if you want to do that.
That would be fun. I love that.
I
Absolutely.
love your adventurous
Get in, you
behavior,
got to
though.
listen to our episode.
I love it.
I love it. I love it how you've expanded. That is so cool. To me, I'm an
Thank you.
entrepreneur at heart, and to me, to see that aggressive expansion is so cool because it's going to benefit this community greatly, as well as your family and your future, your legacy. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm so proud of that. That's really cool. Well, so you have a great facility. You have family working here. Tell us more about some of the awards, some of the wines you're doing right now. And don't be immodest.
Oh,
No, don't be
goodness.
modest. I want you to be immodest.
Well, so we recently were in the Lone Star wine competition, and our Malvasia Bianca was in that competition. I think we got a silver medal, our M80, and then we also entered the Granberry Master Classic, and we got a gold medal on the Malvasia.
Hey, there you go.
Also the Viognier. I'm kind of jumping back and forth because both those competitions are kind of simultaneous, right, Jen?
They go right on top of each other.
So it's hard to keep up, but we put 5 in plus 2 labels and pulled 5 medals out plus 2 label medals. So I'm happy with those odds.
Very nice.
That's really cool. Label
Thank
medals.
you.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's
Well,
exciting.
you want success, right?
Yeah.
But
Right.
we just had that glass of wine, Will. I know you and I don't know what she's drinking, but that's what we're drinking. And
I've
it's
got
so
the
good.
cab, but Jen has the Roussan.
And it was stellar.
I know this
And
is gone.
unfortunately, it is empty.
Empty. So we're one of those children who, with a bottle in their hand, getting out here and taking care of us.
No, there's no bottle because there's no nipple on that bottle at all.
Jen and Michael.
The whole in
right?
there,
Cheers, girl.
it's
Yeah.
empty.
Yeah. We know who the drinkers are in this family, so that's very good. Yeah.
Oh, we're just well educated. Thank
That's
you.
right. When we're thirsty. So awesome. Well, cool. Well, so beyond that, so you have things happening here. Tell me about this community. I mean, it's a small community. How important are you to this community right now? And let me expand on. Do you mind if I expand on that question a little bit?
Yeah.
But you're here in Valley View. It is a cute little community. I was telling you earlier, I could totally live here. It's so fantastic. But you're also probably reaching out from there, or has that happened? And how are you marketing that? How are you getting this word out about Firelight to the outside community?
Well, we definitely love to participate in festivals.
Okay.
Festivals are a huge part of our business model, and we absolutely love that. We have definitely seen awesome results. We meet people at the festivals. We tell them where we are, and they come see us, and it's wonderful. We just recently did the McKinney Arts in Bloom, and we've got the Granberry Wine Walk coming up in just a few weeks. We'll be there too. Those are just awesome for driving traffic here.
Okay, so you're driving traffic. Then tell me more specifically this community here. I mean, how blessed are they to have you guys here?
Oh my gosh, we love Valley View, and they have been just incredible. The community, it's less than 1,000 people, the population, so we love that. It was just wonderful to raise our girls here. We're super involved in the community and the schools and projects all around that are happening, chambers of commerce, of course. And so, yeah.
Well, so 1,000 people, right? So 490 of them were here the other night, right? The community comes to the winery.
Yeah.
Well, and we'll use this as a good opportunity right now to talk about the 2023 Valley View Wine Walk.
Yes.
That's going to be exciting.
Oh, yes.
Are you orchestrating that? Is that your baby?
Yes, that's me and one other lady named Laura McMullen. I can't take all the credit. She is a go-getter.
Shout out.
She's awesome. She owns Rustic Ranch Decor and more, and she does national shows, so she's just awesome. But we co-chair that together, and it's coming up on October 14th, which is a Saturday.
It is.
And we would love for everyone to come out. You get to taste 10 North Texas wineries.
Okay.
And we'll have hopefully close to 30 vendors, and what the really fun part, aside from the amazing Texas award-winning wines, are the dueling pianos.
I saw that today. I know.
Oh, yeah.
And you ready for this? We know Texas Vino is going to be there.
We know Texas Vino will be there.
Yes.
Not on pianos, although that would be interesting.
We'll be on pianos.
It's
Miniature
it's going to be Daffy Duck and
no, it's
Donald
going to be Steve
Duck.
Martin and Chevy Chase. Is what's going to be. You ever seen the Three Amigos? My Little Buttercup.
I'm talking about Roger Rabbit, is what I'm talking about.
Okay. Well, Will, here's something you don't know about me. I am a fool and a sucker for doing pianos.
I am too.
It started when I was in college. I would travel I'm a Northwest boy, to Seattle and Portland just for doing piano opportunities. And I took my mother-in-law here in Dallas, Texas, down to Addison for the famous dueling piano New Year Eve party a couple years ago.
Pete's Piano Bar?
Oh my God, Pete's Piano Bar.
Yep.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, well, that'll be fun, won't it? Is that happening here, or where is that going to happen?
It's on the square right here
on
in
the
Valley
square.
View. Yeah.
Well, mark your listeners, mark that date. That's going to be
Please
spectacular.
do.
We're going to blink and it's going to be here, so don't miss that. This place is going to be hopping.
Hopping.
It will be
Tickets are
hopping.
on sale now.
That's right, they are.
You can get them now.
Oh, you can
How many
already.
tickets do you have?
Well, so we are doing 50 VIP tickets. So if you want VIP treatment, you better get on it quick, because
Very
that
important
sells
people.
What
out.
does VIP get?
Oh, goodness. Now you're going to pick my brain. I know you get a glass. Laura
get
puts
really
this part
cool
together.
things.
I'm passing about really good stuff. Really good.
Better than the normal peasants.
You definitely get preferred seating at the VIP. You're right by the pianos.
Okay.
I mean,
There's only
50 of
seating
those?
alone.
50 of those tickets, yeah. And we have an early bird special going right now that's $49.95 a ticket, or a couple's ticket is $89.95. You get the bag, you get the glass, and you get to taste all the wines.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
That's awesome.
And that's October 14th. And
October
let's make
14th.
sure that Firelight is
Saturday.
higher. Yeah, that's good. It's a Saturday. Doesn't matter. It could be
Hint.
it could be a Tuesday. It doesn't matter to me. I'll be
You
here.
have time to take it off.
Yeah, right. You got time to adjust.
That's why I'm doing hint to Michael over there.
I'm sick.
Yeah, Trade in a death pass. That's what they
somebody
call
else
it, right?
who, Jen was supposed to be at Gainesville too. She said she was
Hey,
sick.
I was sick. I
you
don't
were?
need your sass right
No,
Sick.
I saw her. She was somewhere else. She wasn't there. She wasn't sick.
She was down here in Firelight having a good time. Is what she was doing. Well, tell me about the name Firelight. Where does that come from, Meredith? Why Firelight?
So my husband has a very interesting side hobby. In addition to winemaking and grape growing, he is also a licensed pyrotechnician,
That is awesome.
which is super fun. Yeah.
Okay.
So if I need fireworks, I need to call him.
Yes.
Well, sounds like it.
Yes.
You should not play with fireworks.
Hold on, I'm confused. I've heard this
He
word
can play with fireworks.
for 40 years, a pyrotician, right? That just means they know how to, they have a little lighter? Or what? I mean, what does it mean?
It's a little more than that.
Okay, I know. Little Bic. They get their Bic lighter supply in January and they go for it.
They run faster than everyone else.
That's
so
it.
yeah,
I love
works
that
great.
answer.
Is that
That's
what
better.
was supposed to happen when I lit a half
You
acre
are
property on
supposed
fire?
to.
Oh my God! So he did large fireworks shows, or
Yeah,
what did he
yeah.
do?
So
Okay.
that was something that he found some guys and connected with them, and there's a small company that he would shoot with for years, and we started actually before we grew the grapes. I mean, we were making wine as a hobby, but on our property, it was a pretty good sized size property, and we started putting together these shows. And they're not just your backyard fireworks show. These guys have software. It's wirelessly fired, cued to music. They are pyro musicals.
That's on your property right here?
It was. Well, now there's grapes on my property.
Right.
So fire is not safe.
No, fire's bad.
Fire bad.
Firelight.
Fire not in there.
Fire is good.
No, so Firelight, I can't wait to hear how this all came to fruition.
Yeah, so we started with the shows on our property. It ended up more than a few hundred. It got a little bit too big. We had to actually put a stop to it because people would tell their friends, and every year it got bigger and bigger. And so we decided to put that on the back burner because about that time was when we were starting to consider where are we going to open our business and our marketing. And I remember sitting in marketing at Grayson, and they said, in the marketing class, our professor said, most of the people in this room can say small business, family owned, winemaker, grape grower. He's like, but what is something about you that's different than anyone else that's going to stick with people? And I thought, well, we blow things up in a beautiful way.
That should actually be a t-shirt back.
That is awesome.
We blow things up in a beautiful way.
You did such a great job describing that. And I was actually kind of getting like nostalgic, a little, not in teary, but nostalgic. Like, this is really cool. And then she's like, we just know how to blow crap up, right? And I'm like, this cute little girl, this little tiny little girl over here blows things up with her husband. That's the name of their winery.
But I'm kind of curious. Do you not have a wine called Firecracker?
We do. Okay. So
I heard this earlier. This is the coolest thing ever.
So the marketing, the seed was planted, right? I thought, oh my gosh, okay, fireworks. What can we do with that? So George and I started chatting about it. We decided after discussing it over time that we would keep varietal specific wines the varietal name, especially when we're trying to build recognition for like Tempranillo or Roussanne or things like that. So our single varietals stay the single varietal name, but we have a blast with blends and sweet wines.
Oh, okay.
So we make wine labels. We make Roman Candle, Saturn Missile, M80, Firecracker. Yeah, it's a good time.
I think you're my new best friend.
Yeah.
Yay.
Michael, sorry, you're no longer my best friend.
That's right. I knew someday it would end. I thought it would be me dismissing it, though. I didn't think it would be you getting rid of me, sir. That's all right, buddy. That's all right. She's pretty cool.
Well, I thought maybe you said your Firecracker wine would be something with like a little dab of habanero in it or something like that.
I mean, it could be. I haven't done that yet, but I'll keep that in the file.
It's kind of funny I said that because I saw a guy online was making wine out of habanero peppers, and I'm like,
oh, that would hurt.
But he said it was
sweet.
It was a little sweet. Yeah. It had a little heat to it, but it was like one of those dissipating heats.
Oh wow!
So I was like, I want to try that sort of, but not really.
Sort of interested.
When do you have to try it, right?
Yeah, you
we
never
can
know.
look at it at a distance.
Yeah. Well, I think my point was we can let Will try it. I think that's
and look at him at a distance.
Yeah, we're not staying in the same bed and breakfast, that's for sure. But, cool. Well, what are some of the things you're super proud of? I mean, every winery, every winemaker, every owner, and we've talked to Jenn about this. In fact, I think Jenn was the one who said it first. I think she said, turn this question around. I think Jenn said this. I think this is Jenn.
I think Jenn is the one.
Jenn, you're the one.
I don't want to talk about it. It's fine.
She said, turn it around.
We could throw the clip from the episode back into there right quick.
Maybe you could do that. You're my editor.
That's all right.
But we always ask people, what are some successes what are some of the obstacles and some of the hurdles of being and I think Jenn said it, actually, I stole this from her. I'm just admitting this now. But she said, turn that around. I mean, everything is brutal. I mean, everything is tough. And so we've talked to great owners. In fact, when we were down in Fredericksburg, I had such a great time talking to some really great grassroots people, talking about just the 5 key points to how you do it. And kudos to those people down there. They're just absolutely incredible. But Meredith, what are some of the hurdles, but what are some of the success stories as well? I mean, what are you proud of, but also what have you had to overcome to build this beautiful place here?
Well, I mean, it's probably part of most people's story, but we got deep into the construction right at the end of 2019.
What happened then? I'm confused. What happened?
So there was this situation. Not sure if you've heard of it, but it was called COVID.
I was in Antarctica during that time of my life. I don't know.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So we took the leap of faith in 2018. Of course, with construction, things take time. We had to do some different building designs with the 2-story structure. So the construction didn't get full in until toward the end of 2019. And so for all of that to come to a screeching halt was sobering. And
sobering. Humbling, right?
Humbling, very. Yes.
And I think that's done that to a lot of the wineries in the area.
Yes.
It caused a lot of humbling because they realize that, I think every business, and being a business owner at one time myself as well, because our business, me and my ex-wife, we had screen printing. And when COVID hit, our business, we went out of business. We lost everything.
But you have to pivot, right?
Yeah, you have to pivot.
Yes.
And we try to do as much as we can with online orders, doing sublimation and stuff like that. But, it humbles you like, okay, you're not, I wouldn't say the word invincible, but you realize that, the cash cow that keeps coming in. It's going to eventually slow down at one point, and you got to figure out what you have to do to start everything back up again.
Well, you have to be willing to change for sure. But pivoting is so huge. So just the other day, I was in McKinney, actually. I took my mother-in-law. She was here from Vancouver, Washington, and my wife was joining us, but she hadn't joined us yet. So we decided to go to a little Celtic bar there in McKinney, and we're there, and this guy was wandering. And I know, of course, I'm Mr. Social. I'm like, hey, how you doing? What's going on? What are you drinking? That sort of thing. And we had a great time. And he said, well, I used to go to an Irish bar down in Dallas, but during COVID, they were unwilling to make some adjustments, and it was the number one rated bar down in Dallas, and they closed because of COVID. So the reason I tell you that story is because the one in McKinney is up and going, but you made it. You did that. So there's something about your grit, you and your husband, your family, and your dreams and goals that allowed you to overcome that. So was that the greatest obstacle you encountered doing this? Just having to go through that episode?
Oh, definitely up to this point. That has been, there was a period of time in there where we didn't know if we were going to make it. I won't ever forget the day. I was actually not at the tasting room when the local police department came in and actually physically made our customers leave. And a staff member called me in tears, and I was running around getting supplies, and I just could not believe what was happening, and made the customers tab out and leave the tasting room. What? And we were fully shut down. So it was just... I will never forget those days, just sitting on the porch at home thinking, well, was that it? And just like you're saying, the answer was no.
Right.
You
weren't going to settle for that. And that's really obnoxious that they did that. And sorry, that was my opinion, but I just think it's so unfair to small business owners for that to happen. And then you got people at home going, well, hold time out. I put all my sweat equity in this opportunity. And so here we are. Yep. So that was a big one for sure. And then, overcoming that.
Yeah, overcoming it. I mean, that's, I'm not going to lie, that's, even to this day, people are still feeling it to this day. Yeah. And, the fact that not just you, but all the wineries, the small wineries in Texas that started up during that time frame and still survived is awesome. And we commend every one of y'all for doing what y'all have to keep everything running and stuff. Yeah. That's just awesome.
Well, I think Jen probably commented on that a little bit because you were through that as well. Yeah. You know very well what it takes.
I started with the Binghams December 19.
Well, that's crazy.
So right before all of this mess.
So you and Meredith could easily talk about it. There's something about a mindset. I mean, you're going through that, and surely you have doubts. Because don't we all have doubts when you go through something like that?
Yeah.
But the Bingham Winery survived. Obviously, this great winery.
And you had to do whatever you can, but you just keep trucking along. And the Binghams were fantastic for all of our employees and stuff, and being so kind. And I can only imagine what Meredith and the team did here for their employees, and you just have to keep going and have that fire and see the light at the end of the tunnel, right? Oh, you like that?
Oh no!
The fire within.
You have sound effects. Where's your sound effect?
I know.
So Jen is now with the podcast. We're going to work on that a little bit. But no, it's actually pretty cute. I like it. So that's brutal, of course. Can you was there anything else other than construction delays and maybe just getting the word out? Is there anything else that was really an obstacle that you say, well, you should pat yourself on the back? You overcame that.
What kind of obstacles you're going through now?
Well, I was going to agree with you earlier that people are still recovering. I mean, we're definitely not 100% out of the woods, just like most businesses. As you can see, the construction's not done. There's a lot of sweat equity happening. So our timetable changed slightly.
Okay, so timetable.
Tour.
I know. I mean,
I see a banister up here. It's okay.
It's okay. Yeah.
That's our 1741 look.
Right? That's what we're going for, guys. I mean, you nailed it.
It's really cool when it's
finished. I think it's going to be really exciting.
Is that where they're going to film 1883 up here?
Maybe.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Wouldn't it?
Well, it looks Western.
I'm open to it. Call me.
I love it. Well, then, can we shift gears just for a minute? I mean, so what are some of the successes? I mean, what are the things you're so proud of?
The community and the way they supported us through this. I mean, we had some of our guests would pull up almost every day that we were open and sit out in the parking lot for a to-go drink.
That is so cool.
It was moving. Like we would be in tears walking out there with our little styrofoam to go wine.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
it was just unbelievable, and everybody willing to help and volunteer, and you know, and still to this day, how can I help? Please call me. You
That's
know,
so awesome.
it's just that's been unbelievable.
Well, go ahead, Will.
That is actually probably one of the biggest things that you have to love about the community.
Yes.
Is not only the family and the friends that you have, but the patrons that come to here and that love your place, and they will do anything to make sure you stay open. That's
a sign of a great community. I don't care where we grew up. That is a sign of a rock solid community to do that for their local small business owners.
Yeah. I mean,
I bumped into the little whiskey shop maybe 2 years ago, and I was interviewing them, not for a podcast, just because I'm obnoxious. And I was asking them, and they said the same thing. It's just we love the fact that people would show up and we'd take drinks out there, and they kept us alive during this really tough time. So
they did
community things. Well, shout out to the community in Valley View. Go Valley View.
Awesome.
Pretty cool. We all need to move here.
Yes, y'all do.
Are you buying me property?
I might.
Heck yeah! What's up?
We're working class dogs. Just going to work for them.
Give the other 10 yards.
Yeah, get the other 10.
I even met my son Will. Yes, I get you for sure.
Wait a minute. Have you not tried to pawn off your son yet?
No. Well, you mean today?
Yes.
Well, I thought she was 23. I was going to go for it, but she said she's happily married and has children, and that she's probably pretty set.
She's more than halfway married.
Yeah,
here.
happily, not halfway.
Well, maybe she's got an old enough daughter that or
no, they're too young. 19, 17. Yeah.
Well, you know what?
Let him grow up without
He
my son's
covered that
influence.
right out of the gate.
Wow.
It was already done.
First thing I said when I walked in here, it's like, do you have any eligible ladies that can introduce my sons? No, anyway, that's a joke.
Wow.
Very, very cool. Well, it's kind of a little joke. Kind of like the Bryson joke.
Yeah.
That we bring that up frequently. Grayson, excuse me. Grayson,
his
not
boyfriend.
Bryson. Yeah,
Come on.
Jen. I love it.
Well, you got to hit it.
Does Meredith know this little joke? Should we talk about it on this podcast as
Do you
well?
know about the joke?
No, but I'm wondering,
We'll let Jen
are
talk
we
about this
talking
'cause
about a
Jen's-
Grayson I know?
I'm going to give you the Cliff Notes version.
Give
Cliff Notes.
her the
and then
Cliff
you
Notes.
can go back and listen to the old podcast if you need
You have to listen to Bingham part 2.
Sorry, Grayson,
So-
but you're awesome.
They went out to RK.
Okay, it is.
He had his very first Syrah, and Will was just amazed, and he's like, oh, and Grayson was this, and he was that, and da-da-da-da. And it was on Valentine's Day, so we gave a little shout out to his new boyfriend.
Grayson
Well,
Davis.
in addition to that, because I was extremely, and look at poor Will is blushing over there. He has brought up Grayson, and Grayson, you are actually a really cool dude. I'll give you that.
He
Him and
is.
his
He is
father.
wonderful.
The whole family,
Yeah, the
very
whole
cool. They're doing a good job.
Yeah.
So I don't even know if he listens to our podcast. He better.
He does.
But I don't know if he does.
I watch him.
He does. Okay, but
Wow. He's like boyfriend to creeper and stalker.
You really inspired
Wow.
Will, so that's pretty cool.
I'm done. I'm hanging up.
You're hanging up. I'm out. Drop
Watch
the mic.
out, Grayson.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
You might need to change your password.
Oh, too funny. Well, so you're proud of the community. What an incredible community here, right? Will, are you okay
Are you
over there?
okay?
Just a little bit. So one of the comments we get is that we have good banter and we're just pretty laid back dudes, right?
Yeah.
And now a young lady joined us as well. But you can't choke. I can't do CPR on them. I
don't want you to do
but I don't
CPR.
want to.
I don't know how to stop this thing.
plus, someone's going to photograph that, and we will never ever have recognition again.
That bus will have to stop.
Yeah,
before that
oh my
happens.
gosh, we'll have to relabel our whole business model. But anyway. So you have great wines here. You're proud of them. You're doing great. Your community's phenomenal. So where do you ship wines? You're involved in festivals. Who consumes most of your wine?
So we get a lot of traffic from, of course, the DFW area, Louisville, Plano, a lot of people from Dallas, of course, Fort Worth as well. So we, the more wineries that open up in this area, the happier we are. So that's been really nice.
Went across the board, right?
Oh, yeah. And we ship all over Texas.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay,
Awesome.
that's
Yeah,
good news. All right.
we do.
Yeah, that's so cool. I'm just so impressed. I mean, we've been wanting to come here, Will, when we started this in January. Right, remember I brought up Firelight. It's like,
And
my wife and I have been there a few times.
Too. And I told Meredith, I love this woman. Okay,
Yeah.
she's such a great woman. We've only met her a couple.
You're so easily
times.
inspired. She's actually a mass murderer. You don't know that? You don't know these things?
Is that what my
I'm
camera's keep
joking.
going off
You can
secretly?
still love her. You can still love her. I mean, it's pretty cool.
But I mean, the couple times I've talked to her through text and phone calls, and then unresponded emails.
Yeah.
Sorry.
She's again. She's so sweet.
Okay.
She's so sweet.
I love giving her a hard time.
Absolutely.
Especially after doing the Gainesville stroll and we saw her out there.
That was cool.
I love giving her a hard time because she gives it right back, and that's what's perfect about everything. If you turn around and give it right back, water under the bridge.
Well, we had a great time at Gainesville, but actually, I'm going to tell you right now, my favorite part was actually finally meeting you. That was really cool, and for 2 reasons. You mind if I tell you why?
Yeah, please.
If you're cool with that.
I'm
not
cool
that
with
it's
it.
my podcast or anything, but number one, is that you're super sweet. I really met a really cool woman.
Thank you.
It was just awesome. But number two, my wife was actually super impressed with you. I don't know if you know, she was sitting behind me. She was
she was
she was on the couch.
She was on the couch. She was helping with technology and doing some different things like that. But she's like, that is she goes, that's the owner? I go, that's the owner, she and her husband. And she was super inspired by that. So I want to give you compliments on that.
That's
so you hold yourself well and you're good to people, and that, of course, will come back to bless you abundantly. So that's very, very
Well, I have to thank Bob Landon because he popped in over at our booth in Gainesville and said, they're only going to be here for 30 minutes. I literally ran. I ran. And I think one person yelled, run. Yeah, it was super embarrassing, but I was like, I'm not missing these guys, you know?
So cool.
But you know what's funny about that is we can't get Bob Landon on here.
Oh my gosh.
We'll get him on.
So you know
what? You'll get him. I'll give him a hard time.
Yeah,
I will.
He gave you a hard time.
I will.
Give him a hard time.
I'll be happy to. He's fun to give a hard time to.
Yeah,
That's true.
So we always go ahead. You have something, Will?
So no,
you were doing like the maestro, moving your hands like.
Well, I was going to use this as a moment to smooth right into a new little quick moment.
Okay, go for it.
So I don't know if y'all have heard of this amazing little app out there for Texas.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's the Texas Wine Lover app. I know you've probably actually heard of it. I mean, come on. Y'all know
everybody's nodding. Yes.
It's pretty awesome.
That's a good sign if they know about it.
Are you actually familiar with it, Meredith?
I am.
I'm going to call you out on this. So what's your favorite part about the app?
The part about Firelight Vineyards.
Oh.
I can see myself.
She's good.
Okay.
Look us up.
So outside of that, what is your favorite part of the app?
It's super user friendly.
Yes. Yeah.
It's really cool. They've done a great job with it. I'm still learning it. I mean, it's new to me, but they've been working on it a long time. They did a presentation at the Texas Wine Grape Growers Association annual conference, and so that was super cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love it.
Yeah. That was good.
Magical.
That was.
I need to start making my actual trips.
Yes.
Just because I know it's making a lot easier, and just all the things that are additive on there. You know, it's really fun to know about these stories and getting to know these wineries, and that's one of the things I think that makes it so special about Texas is that more people I'm going to and talking to, we have such a cool story. And you know, it's not just here's your wine and you walk away. It's hey, let's talk about your story, let's talk about us. I was watching Meredith talk to every single guest in the tasting room, and they were just joyful, and you're the owner? Oh my gosh, and they just love it. You are a celebrity, and I am bowing down to you.
Aw, you're so sweet.
The Texas Wine Lover app, though, is so cool, right? It's actually, I think they've actually overachieved. That's the second time I've used that word today. Once for us and once for them. but it's a phenomenal app. I mean, it's outstanding.
What's your favorite part, Bob?
I love planning the trips. Like Jen, I think it's so cool to be able to do that. And I was going to mention Jen. She's recently married. Kudos to her. Yay! And she told us originally that her husband liked wine.
Yes.
So started planning some trips. Used a Texas wine app, right? That is so cool. And it's just, they've done a great job with that. We've been talking to Amy quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
They're great down
Amy.
there. Yeah.
You know, Amy's helped us out with a lot of stuff.
But she
trying to figure stuff out.
She's really smart.
And I just talked to her recently about trying to get her and Jeff on an episode also. Now, I will say one of my two favorite things about the app is the events tab on there.
Yep.
Because it tells you about every freaking wine event going on in Texas. And, you know, me and you trying to figure out if we want to do some of these events, when we could do them and stuff like that.
Yep.
You know, it's a great place to look for it. And then also, it has a place where you can go there and find out where there's a place to eat.
Yeah.
Because some of these wineries don't offer food.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that way you can stop and grab food before going out there. And then hey, you know, you stop
in an
this.
app world. In an app world. I mean, I counted my apps just the other day. I'm like, how many apps do I have? You know, I have like 190 apps or whatever it is. But it's one of the most well-done apps I've ever seen. I mean, they really put major effort into it. So absolute kudos to that group over there. That's wonderful.
So go out there and find you the Texas Wine Lover app on any app store that you find and download today. Yeah, and rate it 5-star rating and let Amy and Jeff know that Michael sent you. Michael,
I would definitely send that out for sure. 100%.
Oh, and Jen too. Sorry,
and Jen's part of the team.
Yeah, Jen's part of the team.
And then Erica kind of behind the scenes too. Shout out to Erica, which is cool. Well, that is awesome. So real quick, where can people find you? Are you expanding? What are some of your goals here in the next 5 years? I'm sure you and your husband have talked about that extensively. But tell us about where we are now, physical location, where they can find you online, those sort of things.
Yeah, so you can find us at firelightvineyards.com, and of course on all the social medias.
Okay.
We are using those as much as we possibly can. We do have some plans of growth once we get the tasting room completely finished, and we've got that rocking and rolling. We're hoping to expand our kitchen here. Right now we have a bistro restaurant, as you guys probably saw. So we have our restaurant is open all the time that we're open, but we would love to get into more proteins, maybe a couple steaks and a chicken, and of course my husband wants a nice good burger. But that's going to take a little bit of an investment to make the kitchen rock and roll like that. So that's a little bit down the pipe. But we're also excited about expanding more to our vineyard, which is about 12 miles from here. North side of Lake Ray Roberts is where we grow grapes. That's also where we live. And so we're giving our girls a couple more years. They're getting out on their own. And once that happens, we'll start bringing more guests to our vineyard, let them see the magic. That's where we have our production. And we will be bringing back the fireworks shows.
Hey,
nice. You know what's funny is
fireworks and wine.
Yes.
And you go wrong with that.
Well, and food and protein, right? I heard 3 simultaneous stomach growls when she started talking about food. We all kind of did like a little posture move here. Our head shook a little bit. Yeah, that's too fun.
That is awesome.
Yeah. And so what is the physical location we're at right now?
We are at 103 North Lee Street in Valley View, Texas.
Okay.
So
Easy to
come
find,
see
right?
us.
Right
On 35.
Yeah, right on 35. And
Easy
just
to
take
get
a little left there coming northbound, and it's pretty easy.
And I'm going to have to actually say this. Was it the Blue Bonnet Cafe right next door?
Yes.
I'm going to have to give them a shout out. Twice that I've tried to come here before the podcast. Didn't realize that your hours that you open. And so we ended up eating next door. And then I brought my folks up during the Gainesville stroll. We ate there.
Oh.
And that's some pretty good food for being a little town
Well, they
restaurant.
just opened up. She was telling me right when I got here that they kind of just opened up recently in the last year or so?
It's been several months.
Okay.
I don't want to give you the wrong date, but it hasn't been quite a year, and I totally agree. The food's amazing. The owner, Shelly, is absolutely incredible. I can say that the majority of our staff are regulars. We love it. But yeah, it's the Blue Bonnet Cafe and Coffee Bar, so you can have gourmet coffees, and they even make adult versions if you're having that kind of a day.
We had some of those.
They're so good. Yeah, so we love having them in the community. They're just wonderful.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, why don't you wrap it up real quick? We're so excited to be here. It's been an absolute, exciting treat for me to meet you officially and be here at your great facility. I mentioned that my wife and I have been here a couple times before. Anything else you want to share with our listeners and just get the word out about this great Firelight Vineyard?
Just come up and see us in Valley View. We would love to have you. Check us out. We do lots of events, craft events, painting, cookie decorating, and then, of course, really fun concerts. The Forever Mac, May 13th. You won't want to miss that one. And we are having our 8th birthday celebration, June 24th.
Oh, there you go. Well, that's huge.
Yeah, so we've got some really fun, exciting things planned. We will actually have the 5-piece Dave Alexander Band. We're opening up with a local musician named Rowdy. So that's going to be a really fun day. I think we're going to cook steaks out on the grill out here. So come see us.
My wife's birthday is the 27th, so that might have to be a little birthday celebration.
Steak and wine.
Yeah, maybe we could have you guys back. That would be super fun.
Well, that would be a good idea. A little live broadcast there, right?
That'd be awesome.
Cool. Well, I know we're going to move on to some educational part here in a minute, but Will, any final comments? You're not doing your takeaways yet, but any final comments before we wrap this first segment up?
I think I'm good.
All right. How about Jen? Jen, any comments?
I'm loving it right now.
Yeah, I love it. We're having fun, aren't we?
Oh, we.
We're out in this beautiful evening air, a little breeze. I hear music inside. I see a ghost up on the top part. And then in addition to that, we're drinking wine with Meredith. So folks, we'll be back in a minute.
Howdy, Texas. This is Erica, Michael's wife, and a fellow wine enthusiast. I hope you are enjoying the We Know Texas Vino podcast as much as I am. Will and Michael are doing a fabulous job highlighting our local wineries and tapping into the knowledge of local growers. Fill up your glass as we dive into our educational segment for this episode. Salute.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. We're so happy to have our listeners back for our educational portion of this amazing podcast, episode number 15. So we're super blessed to have that done. Jen, you're in the middle of it now, girl. Thanks for being here tonight.
Yes,
we're just grateful for you. And, one of the things that Will and I have done is we take turns doing the educational portion of our podcast. And so we alternate, but you're in the mix now, aren't you?
I'm very excited.
So next time, maybe it's Jen's turn to do that.
It will be
Yeah,
Jen's
that's
turn
not good,
next
Will.
time.
Yeah, we'll make that happen. But today it's Will. And Will has a topic, and we're going to interview the amazing Mrs. Eaton Meredith. And she has been fun fun.
Yes.
Way too serious for us sometimes. But we laugh so much. We've had so much fun. I always joke, Will, that with my family, I love telling stories about my family because we laugh all the time.
Yes.
And so this is like family day. During
Laughter is always
intermission,
the best stuff.
we had a little something we laughed about. Jen
20
told a
minutes
joke,
now.
and we all laughed really hard
It was
about
a
it.
really bad joke.
It was a bad
Let's
joke.
just be real.
20 minutes now.
Yeah, for 20 minutes now. So what are we learning about today, Will?
So we're going to talk about tannin
Yeah.
and how tannin is good for your health. So our listeners in previous episodes, we talked about a tannin and what is a tannin, how they can understand a tannin, and just in brief, a tannin is like taking a wet tea bag and sticking it in your mouth, and that dry feeling that you get in your mouth, that is a tannin. Okay, so but there are some actually health benefits of a tannin. So Meredith, can you tell us about some of those?
Some of the health benefits.
You know those.
Well, I thought you were going to tell us about some of the
I think
health
we're going to read
benefits.
those out, Will. I mean, that was kind of the plan. You read them out, and then Meredith can comment on that.
So, all right. So here's what the health benefits of a tannin is.
Okay, there you go.
And some of these words are bigger than I could speak.
Well, we have a smart young teenager here. So how old are you, young lady? Come here. Talk to the mic.
Okay.
Who are you?
My name is Katie Eaton. I am the youngest daughter of Miss Meredith Eaton over there.
Oh wow, she went really formal.
17 years old.
Yes, to
Yes,
Mom.
I am.
She's our photographer tonight. So, yeah, well, thanks for being here. But, yeah, so if you can't pronounce them, I'm going to have this amazing young woman here pronounce that because you probably are really smart.
I'm just going to use their English words instead of their scientific words.
Okay.
So
okay.
one part of it is condensed tannins. It's inhibited to cholesterol, which in turn helps fight heart disease.
Okay.
In a petri
good.
dish found in oak barrels, the tannins been found in oak barrels, have helped stop cancer cells from expanding.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
In
More
test
wine.
mice, elegantano tannins, I can't pronounce it, ELAGINTANNIS,
Okay.
reduce the effects of fatty liver disease and fought obesity. That would explain why I like to drink wine so much. In human trials, I'm not even going to pronounce these
Come on.
words. 2 types of
Polyphenols.
proctosindins.
Oh.
Yeah, big word.
This is like a really bad spelling bee.
And I'll post this up online.
Okay, that'd be cool.
I'll post this online.
Lower
I've lowered-
education portion of the test.
Education
But
system has failed
lowered-
us.
It has lowered the cholesterol and improved the ratio of good or HDL cholesterol to bad LDL cholesterol.
Right.
And as of yet, no studies have found tannins to cause headaches, migraines. Of course, there's always more to learn.
Wow, interesting.
That is the education point of how healthy tannins is actually for you.
Right.
So that's why they always said drinking a glass of red wine is healthy for you.
Right.
You and that's why all these people in Europe, they live to like they're 2,000 years old.
Well, it's the phytonutrients, right? It's all that kind of stuff. Did you say 2,000 years old? Block that out of your memory. That's a bad little history lesson right there. Cool. So how is Meredith related to this educational portion?
Well, so Meredith, what's your thoughts on tannins and how healthy they are?
Well, so tannins are found in so many parts of the grapevine. And of course, we get them from the oak as well. So they're going to be in the seeds, the skins. Those are a little bit harsh, a little more harsh when you're dealing with the seeds. So we try to remove those. There's all kinds of fun winemaking practices like delistage, where you kind of do a rack removal and you get the harsh tannins out, but you hang on to the soft tannins.
Oh, interesting.
But yeah,
That's a good word.
those health benefits reverse the aging process. I'm kidding.
Oh, that's why
I
she
just
was
threw- I
23.
threw that
That's
in.
why
That's
she
why I'm
looks like
Yeah.
she's
23.
23.
Is this your
It's the
sister, by the way, young lady? Sister over here? Yes. That's cool. So what I think I hear is tannins are actually really good for you.
Yeah,
So like
tannins
you
are
hear
really good
people
for you.
always talk about a glass of red wine. You said that in the beginning there.
Yeah.
Because they want those phytonutrients. They
Right.
want those really good things in their body.
I
But
mean, you can find tannins in whites, but they're not as heavily and
Right.
prominent as they
Yeah.
are in a red.
yeah. Cool.
You know?
Well, Meredith, they're important then? Would you
Yeah.
agree?
Oh, definitely.
So it's definitely a pride thing. I mean, you want tannins in your wine. You're not trying to get away from that. You actually want those in your wine, right?
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. So how do you monitor that? How do you decide what the perfect chemistry is?
Well, a lot of it is based on taste and
Okay.
mouthfeel. And
figured.
of course, as wines age over time, the tannins will soften,
Okay.
but they're
Yep.
still there and
Okay.
the benefits stay. So, like this Trailblazer that Jen's having,
Yum.
it's a little young, but it's still amazing. And over time, those tannins are going to continue to soften out.
Yep.
That's awesome.
But
Yep.
yeah, they're
Cool.
good and good for you.
Yeah, so, a couple little bit more things about tasting tannins. So people want to understand this. Tasting a tannin is a bit more subtle and feels like gritty or dry sensation that makes your lips stick to your teeth. So if you ever had that
All
problem
right.
before,
Well, I read that article you sent me, and I did that whole thing that we're all doing right now, except for the really smart daughter. She's not doing it because she's not falling for the bait. But yes,
And
that's
here's a little interesting fact also. Tannins are rated on a scale from 1 to 5. How bitter they taste and how long they endure after swallowing.
Yep.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Wow. Well, tannins are pretty important, aren't they? I imagine every winemaker we meet will be talking about that to some degree.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Cool. Well, Meredith, anything else on tannins for our educational portion of this?
Not really, just gotta love them.
Awesome. You gotta love them. You know who does love them? This is called Segue. You
Our
know who does
listeners.
love them? Is who?
Our listeners.
Our listeners for sure. Yes.
Definitely the
But
listeners.
also, Texas Wine Club probably loves
Yes.
tannins, right? So tell us about Texas Wine Club real quick.
So we got to give a shout out to
Yes.
Matt and Clay, not Chad.
Not Chad.
Not Chad,
So
but Clay.
buddy, if you're listening, I don't know if you are. Sorry about that. I feel bad about that.
And
Matt.
Matt.
Yeah.
And so we
There's another woman involved as well.
Clay and
Josh. Yeah.
So they came up with a great and a brilliant subscription system where
Yes.
they get to taste the best of the best of the best Texas wine.
Right.
And they go through a very rigorous test.
Blind tasting.
Blind tasting. And sometimes they say, what, two blind tastings?
Yeah, it's pretty cool because they're bringing in bottles of wine. I think they said from like Europe. I mean, like
Yes.
these really extravagant wines, and people are like, I like that wine, like a Firelight wine, and they're like, ooh, go Texas.
Yes.
So
And
it's
so
pretty
they
cool.
actually put it up against the more expensive, the exact same, Cabernet Sauvignon.
Right.
And they put it up against
Varietal.
it.
So
and
it's kind of like a Texas versus the world kind of
It
thing.
really is, yeah.
That's
You
cool.
and so they go put it against that, and they have people taste it and say, oh, this is what I want. This is what I want.
Right.
And they said most of the time they do pick a Texas.
How crazy is that? Isn't that awesome? So
It's
so
awesome.
Texas Wine Club's amazing. We met the whole cast down there. They're fantastic. But if they mention our name, we know Texas Vino. Will, what happens?
So if you actually go to their website,
Yes.
TexasWine.com, and you go check out,
Yeah.
and you type in the whole name, we know Texas Vino,
Right.
you'll get $40 off your first subscription box.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
that's awesome. That's 40 bucks
awesome.
off. Everyone wants to save a couple bucks.
Yeah, and so we've actually got some YouTube videos.
Yes.
It's coming up here in the next couple of days that will actually talk about some of the wine that we actually got out of there. And
Yes.
what was your favorite one out of that?
The red one.
Well,
That was
No, I have
Specific.
pictures. I didn't study the names, but let me get as you keep talking. Well,
my
I'll get
favorite one out
pictures.
of that
Yeah.
was the Cellar Rat.
Oh, you like? Yeah, we talked about
really
that,
like
didn't
the
we?
Cellar Rat one.
You
Yeah,
love
I
the
had to
Cellar
get-
Rat.
Hill
Did you-
Country.
Yeah, did you try
Oh, the
that?
wine is
I
named
haven't.
Cellar Rat?
No,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
winery.
love
also
that.
own a bus
That's
tour
cool.
group, and they take
Oh.
people around, and there too, and Hill Country. It's awesome.
It's-
Super creative.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying. I don't want to tear the name up. So if Cellar Rat, if I tear the name up, I do apologize for that.
No, that's clever.
But it was, the wine was so good. The winery is called Cellar Rat, and the wine, it was Este Acoy, A-Q-I.
A key.
A key?
Yeah, I know a little Spanish. It's a key.
Oh, okay. So the winery is named Cellar Rat.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
Yes.
That's
and
fun.
It was really, really good.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
really tasty. So we did a YouTube little channel.
Yep.
What do you want to call it? Little ditties, right? It was
3-minute
pretty
video
cool.
that will be coming out here pretty soon.
Cool. Yes.
But yeah, they are great.
We're grateful for those guys. They were super generous
Yes.
and super kind, and we just feel like we owe them a little, debt of gratitude. And they're actually sponsoring us as well. So
Yes.
yeah, there's a couple of them. So the Odega Vino, right?
Yes.
Odega Vino was a good one. You know
yeah.
that one, do you?
Yeah.
Okay. And this one was the Coleman Baranga.
That is actually freaking good.
That was good.
And I've actually, so I'm going to give a little shout out to Brandy
Okay,
at
yeah.
Texas Wine and True Crime. She and her husband actually cooked with that.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, that's cool. And then he had the Source, and that's the Grower Project, the Source 2020,
Yes,
which is
that
pretty
was-
cool.
that was very
So
good.
we had great wines, and then we just are grateful for those guys down there. So kudos to them, shout out to them. But anyway, we're wrapping up our podcast today. Jen, you're amazing. Thanks for being here today.
Thank
and we
you,
have this
thank you.
amazing lady here. We met some of her family, and we're at her great establishment right now. But kudos. And well done to Firelight Vineyards. I'm really proud of you,
Yeah.
Meredith.
Thank
So
you.
congratulations
Thank
on
you,
that.
guys.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
fun. Any
Very cool
final words
story.
you'd like to share with the crew?
The
Just
cast.
appreciate you guys being here. This
Yeah.
was so much fun. It was great to laugh so hard it hurts.
Yeah, we're all a little sore.
But you know what's kind of funny is every time we've gone to a winery that never done a podcast or done something like this, they are all really skeptical about it first until they do it, and they're like, "We had the most fun."
Yeah,
doing
we
this."
budget
Yeah.
2 hours into a 54-minute podcast, so there's a reason for that, right? So,
Love that.
Real,
Edit.
real quick, how do people reach out to We Know Texas Vino, buddy?
So we're going to give our new host a
I
test.
thought you might kick that over her direction.
That's just mean. I just found out about it today.
Wait a minute, you just been found out about our podcast today?
No, that
about
she was-
your new places to find you guys?
So I'll tell you what. Say it with me. Facebook.
Facebook.
We Know Texas Vino.
We Know Texas Vino.
And then We Know Texas Vino on podcasting, like more places they can see it.
So that'd be at Spotify. We have the Apple Music. We have something else I can't remember at the moment.
Basically, anything in social media, right?
So, well, you know.
If you
so
click somewhere, you
At your
probably will
website.
find it.
Apple iTunes, Spotify.
Yeah, I'm an
Amazon
iTunes guy.
Music,
Amazon.
Google Podcasts.
Sorry, Amazon.
Yeah.
That was my bad.
Yeah.
And I just want to emphasize, too, for everyone here, and this, Meredith, this is important, that I think the last podcast, which was episode 14, I think it reached somehow mystically 5,000 people.
Wow.
Which is awesome.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
And we're rated number 107 on the Arts and Food National Podcast already. So that's
And
pretty
next
cool.
week, 99.
99 next week, yeah. Well, Will,
amazing.
takeaways from this great vineyard here today and winery. Jen, Will is still.
He's drinking a glass of wine right now.
Yeah, sorry about that, folks.
No.
Our listeners.
Bad timing.
So, Jen, welcome to the podcast. What's your takeaway from this amazing lady and her vineyard?
You know, I got to come and hang out a little bit more before, and just looking around, and the community, like Meredith was saying, was so amazing, and I love watching Meredith and her employees just interacting with everybody.
Love on
It was
people.
awesome.
Yeah, very
and
cool.
the wine, on point.
Yeah, it's really good. Will,
Thanks, guys.
You know,
You bet.
I will have to say that I've been out here to Valley View several times, and first time coming here, because every time I come out here, I miss this spot coming out here because they're always closed.
Sure.
Which is not a bad thing because you gotta have time off, but
Got to work that vineyard.
you got to work that vineyard, But I mean, the community is great.
Yeah.
And it's a small town feel. If you love small town feel, this is where you need to be.
For sure.
If you want the small town feel and wine,
Right.
this is the perfect place to
It
come
is
to.
good. All right.
You
It's
know?
right in your backyard, DFW.
That's right. Pretty cool. And so
Come
for
on
all
out.
my Corinth and Denton friends as well, hustle up here and do it. So
I live in Cedar Hill. They have no reason.
no
Holy
doubt.
crap.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Pop a
Cedar
little skip
Hill.
up here. Yeah. Well, my takeaway, guys, is that we've learned this, Will, that really it takes a special personality and a special grit and determination and resilience to do something special in anything in life, right? Even relationships, it takes that
Yes.
sort of determination. But Meredith, I think you're awesome, and I think you're amazing, and I'm really proud of you and your husband getting through COVID, but also building something that's going to be really amazing. I just met your daughter. This is legacy stuff now,
Yep.
so I am extremely proud. But it takes a special person, I think, to do something great in this world. Anyways, they don't make statues out of people who are insignificant, right? They make statues out of people who've done something, and that's what you've done here. This is a monument. So well
we,
done.
We commend you what
Thank
you've done.
you.
Congratulations.
Appreciate that so much.
Yeah, well, it's been fun here. So we're excited. We're at Firelight Vineyards in Valley View. Will and Jen, are you guys ready for my quote of the week? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
Very good.
I've been searching. I took a couple pictures of some towels in her little showroom in there for some good quotes. But here's this week. Ready?
Don't want to know when he says towels. I don't want to even know.
The towel. So wine does not make you fat. It makes you lean against walls and chairs and funny people. Okay. So folks, episode 15. Will, I had a great time. Jen, thank you for being here, dear. You're amazing, and it's just awesome.
And this is Will.
And this is Michael.
And it's Jen.
We know
Cheers.
Texas Vino.
We know Texas Vino. Salute. Thanks.